I always recommend reading something about where you're currently struggling, because the books I recommend, they mightn't be at the stage you're at. You might be further along, further behind, whatever it is in terms of like where you're at in terms of development. So again, that right now for me, the 3 books I'm mentioning, that work for me.
Yeah.
But for you need to find ones that are specific towards what you're trying to do. You know what I mean? So the more specific, the faster you're going to get to where you're going to go. Because the whole point of a book is to fucking implement the shit.
Yes.
Not just mental masturbate. Like, oh, I read 10 books this year. Like, no one gives a fuck. What did you apply?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Applying one book is far more effective than reading 100. So it's my kind of top 3 would be I have the Daily Stoic, which isn't like everyone knows what that is. It's you read a page a day, but I've literally read a page a day for the last 5 years. So the book is in bits, and every time I'm brushing my teeth, every morning I have the book literally beside my toothbrush. Just read a page while I'm brushing my teeth. So that way I'm timing my toothbrush as well, 30, 40 seconds, whatever it is, a minute or two, whatever you're doing. But take that in. First thing I consume in the morning before I read or go on any screens or that kind of shit. That's number 1. Already touched on The Obstacles Away. That's a very good book. And I also touched on The Subtle Art Not Giving a Fuck. Those like 3 are kind of good in the sense of, because The Obstacle Away is basically like life's a fucking bitch and you're going to come into bullshit, but it's a good thing because it means you're actively moving towards something.
Yes.
And it kind of reminds you of that. So anytime, I think he has a tattooed on his forearm, Ryan Holiday. But anytime I'm ever in a position, it's like I just literally quote that to myself. I'm like, oh, it is what it is, you know, sit in the shit, the obstacles the way. That's basically what it is. The whole point of the book. The book's obviously going to explain it in far more detail and then know how to apply it. So Learn Not Giving a Fuck, fairly straightforward. It teaches you how to choose your fucks. So you're not, I curse every 2 seconds. So apologies.
Unload it.
It's fitting for the book, but it's basically just in that, as I said to you earlier on, if there's a spoon missing in my cabinet, I'm like, where's the fucking spoon? And it's like, why are you getting annoyed over that? Like a fucking tantrum child, like, you know what I mean? Versus like, did I get back to my clients on time? Did I tuck Dolly into bed with Bonnie? Like the actual important things. So it kind of teaches you to distinguish your day-to-day decision making of going, is what I'm doing here right now leaning towards better quality life, or is it just filler where I'm just wasting fucking time and giving shits towards something that's not important? You know what I mean? So those 3 would be kind of, and then the other ones like you were listening before, like 48 Laws of Power. I love Robert Greene. Like they're all, but again, I would read those books at what stage I'm kind of currently at. So whatever I'm struggling with, I will focus the book towards that, you know?
Yeah, I think you said it perfectly there as well. I think the 3 books you mentioned, I think no matter what stage anybody's at in their, like, you know, getting after it development, they could probably find value in. But like that, I think certain books will mean different things when you read them. Like I've seen certain like pullouts of the 48 Laws of Power, and different laws have meant different things when I've read them later.
Yeah.
Do you know? I know Shane Story, the same, reads the Daily Stoic, and he said the same thing. Like at different times, different ones mean different things, and it's one of the values in books. And you're dead right. There is an awful lot of that. It's like mental masturbation, where people are like, oh yeah, I read X number of books. Like, yeah, but what have you done with that applicable knowledge? Because like you mentioned there, it's not so much whether or not we have everything figured out or we're like the perfect coaches and perfect people, but it's the fact that you have the wherewithal to question, like, is what I'm doing right now bringing me closer to what I want to do? Wait, why am I losing the head over a spoon? Like, it's those moments to stop and question and realize we're not infallible. I think that's what true growth and development is, and that's why I think you could probably, just like myself, you can look back to this time last year and see how much you've grown over the past 12 months. You can probably look back 5 years and see how astronomically different your life is over the past 5 years. And I think those are it's a thing I've seen in like the fitness realm with coaches. It's like, if you look back at a program you wrote 2 years ago, you're probably going to be embarrassed because you've learned so much. You've changed so much, and you've become that much more refined, that much more laser focused, and your knowledge base has expanded that much more. And I think there's true value in that. So that's a big thing for, I think, most people listening, is they look at, let's say, somebody like your real success. You know what I mean? You're somebody who's put it together, running your own business, as a great dad, a great partner, you know, phenomenal powerlifter. You've managed to be a phenomenal powerlifter, top tier in the country while being in shape. So people probably look and say, Jesus, Ben's got it all going on. But like that, it's been brick by brick, piece by piece, a good environment, a good support network. So,
but I enjoy all those things. That's the thing people tend to forget. It's like, say, I look at someone who climbs Mount Everest, I'm like, fucking hell, fair play. He's not there's a bit of suffering along the journey. Like it's cold, like it's a bitch, but he's loving the process. You know what I mean? All those things you listed off there, it's like I enjoy every single one of them. So that's why I pour myself into them easily. Yes, there's some bullshit to deal with or whatever it is. Something happens. We argue with Bonnie, or Dolly gets sick or wakes up in the middle of the night. Like, all these things do happen, but it's the enjoyment of it's the most important thing. And a lot of people overlook that. Yeah. You know?
And I think that's the best part, though. It's like, you should be working to put yourself in a position where your life is something that you enjoy getting up and doing.
Yeah.